What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris. We got producer Josh.
Hello. First out of the gate. Let's go.
Yeah. Haley the Bear.
Hello.
And Ryan from Miami.
40 days and the GOAT is already back. Oh, man. That was long retirement right there for Tom Brady.
Couldn't wait.
You couldn't wait till the sports section.
Could you just say
had
hi?
to get that out.
Could you say
can't
hi?
Say hello.
It's Ryan. Hello, it's me.
Hey, guys.
Again, this is why I introduced him last. Let's go to sports.
Sports.
And let's talk about the real story. The number one story in sports right now. Someone last night, right before Tom Brady unretired, paid $518,000 for the last touchdown he threw.
Yikes.
They paid for the ball. I never put my hand in another man's pockets, but I feel like Tom Brady should probably pay this guy back.
He should write him a check and just go, hey, man, here's some tickets. Here's some Bitcoin. Like whatever he did for Ryan's friend for that other ball.
Like this is equivalent to like investing in something in the stock market and then the company folding like 24 hours later.
Yep. He failed on this end.
But he does have Tom Brady's last touchdown football from when he retired the first time. That's got to be valuable for something, right?
It's not worth $518,000. I mean, look, somebody buying a ball for $500,000 in the first place, they've got the $500,000 to spend, right? But they were hoping that this is something that would go up in value over time, I assume.
Yeah, you want to sell that thing for like $2 million, $3 million.
Yeah.
5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now.
You know what my father always used to say? Do you know how to spell assume?
Yeah.
ASSUME, which means when you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me, you know?
Yep.
We've heard that one.
We got it.
I think we've all heard that, right?
All right.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Less than 2 months retired.
Yeah, less than 2 months retired. So 7 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs. What does unfinished business mean?
I just think he must keep playing.
Yeah. I like I said, I was like, there's no way that man's going to hold back. I called it.
I mean, I think it's good for the sport. You know, as long as he's healthy, we still want to see him keep playing.
I want to see him like the last year of Peyton Manning, just throwing ducks just into the dirt for a whole season.
He will have a robotic arm throwing like 50 miles an hour before there are ducks in the air out of Tom Brady's.
Everybody was right about the inflatable balls.
Yeah.
Robotic arm.
By the way, did you see? I thought this was crazy. So Field Yates does a great job, on Twitter, and he tweeted out Tom Brady's last 9 seasons. He has alternated losing a playoff game and winning the Super Bowl from 2013 to 2021. So last year, since he lost a playoff game, that would mean if history repeats itself in 2022, he would win the Super Bowl again.
Next question.
Yeah.
Do you think that, okay, so Bruce Arians has not said favorable things about Tom Brady since the retirement. He said if he's going to come back, he's going to play here, and was just very stern about it.
But he's been that way with Brady.
100%.
And it's worked.
Do we think A, Tom Brady is still on the Bucs by the end of this season, or B, Bruce Arians is not the coach by the end of the season?
What if I say neither?
Yeah, I would go with neither. I would go with Tom Brady is on the Bucs and Bruce Arians is still there. They have found a way to work together. And if you remember back to when Tom Brady first joined that team, Bruce Arians was very, yes. Ryan is like leaning his camera into his shirt where it says Tampa Bay. Yeah, we see it, buddy. We see it.
You could stop
now
at that, though.
Now he's rubbing his
shirt. He's rubbing his shirt.
Don't worry, you guys will all get to see this if you go to our YouTube.
Yikes.
Yeah. What is that YouTube link again,
content.
Ryan? What is that YouTube
content
link?
Of me rubbing logos on my shirt right now at youtube.com/the quad with Chris Young. Shirt rubs exclusively on YouTube.
I think they find a way to get along just because Tom Brady's that good.
He did bring him a Super Bowl the first year he got there.
I'm going to go the opposite way. I think that Tom has wanted to go to the 49ers, and he was playing I'll just retire if you're not going to trade me. And Bruce Arians called his gambit and said, nope, if Tom comes back, he's going to play for us. So he's going to come back, and then he's going to request a trade.
Is he just trying to get a Super Bowl from all the teams?
I think that this is the ultimate move, and he's going to come back and he's going to James Harden it and just push his way out of Tampa Bay to San Francisco.
He's going to wear something underneath his clothing to appear as if he's gained a lot of weight.
Just a fat suit, and then all of a sudden he drops 30 pounds.
Yeah, I never believed all that with Harden anyway.
He did specifically mention in his Instagram post that he's coming back to the Buccaneers. So I don't see any scenario where he plays for any other team in 2022.
He is coming back to the Bucs.
Yeah, and 40 days ago, there was no scenario in which he was playing the season.
Oh, well, no, he has left the door cracked this entire time. Literally 2 days after announcing retirement, he was like, well, you just never know what can happen. And then obviously he goes to watch Cristiano Ronaldo just ball out and with a hat trick overseas. And now miraculously after that, LeBron James 50-point game and Aaron Rodgers, he's like, you know what? All these old guys are doing some stuff. Let me come back and play. Let me show these old guys who the GOAT of old guys is. And that's me, Thomas Brady.
LeBron wasn't dropping the 50 burger last night. Last night was unfortunate.
He was eating 50 right in his face.
That was, I mean, I know we're jumping around. Let's get through NFL first. I mean, this was literally the one person that's happy about Tom Brady coming back is Ben Roethlisberger. Speaking of burgers.
Because he's not in the same Hall of Fame year as him?
Yeah, he's not going to be in the same year.
I didn't think about that. That's true.
So you have Rodgers getting his deal done with the Packers. You have Wilson changing teams, which that is just... I said if they get a competent quarterback in Denver, it's going to be a problem.
The AFC West is a bloodbath.
Oh, my God.
Because not only that, but your Bears traded Khalil Mack over to the Chargers. And
for a 2nd and 6th round pick, and that's it.
I wish the Chiefs would have sent a 2nd and 6th round pick. That would have been nice.
Yeah. Now you guys get to play
twice a year.
Both of those teams. It's getting obnoxious out there. Your direction.
You know, I still think the Chiefs are. I don't know. I mean, the last we saw the Chiefs, they just dropped an egg in the second half of the AFC Championship game. So
we'll see. Amari Cooper
is a Brown.
Jarvis
Landry wants out.
Yeah.
Which, hey, you know what?
Go to the Cowboys.
Send us Jarvis Landry. I mean, that should have been the deal.
You'd rather have Jarvis Landry than Amari Cooper?
No, but if we're going to lose Amari Cooper anyway, just come on.
Not to say, Jarvis Landry was like one of the most inefficient wide receivers ever in NFL history when he was with the Dolphins. Like his average yard per reception was like 2 yards.
I don't think that's on him.
That's not on him.
That's on the Dolphins.
The Dolphins were not very good.
Can you let me vent towards like former Dolphins for 1 second?
No, you do all the venting towards the Dolphins.
Incompetence with my own franchise.
You use stats to make it look like it's his fault, not your stupid franchises.
He's not wrong. I do find it interesting that they just did a 5-year deal with Gallup. And they're clearing cap space for something. I don't know what. I know they've already been talking with Wagner once he got released from the Seahawks. Because Dan Quinn has a relationship there previously. I wonder what they're getting ready to do.
Go get DK Metcalf. Seahawks are rebuilding. God. Just go grab him.
Yeah, what if they aren't going to be crap next year?
Did you see the TikTok that's like this jacked up like bodybuilder with his shirt off, like slinging doors open? It said DK Metcalf trying to find Pete Carroll after they traded Wilson. That one, and then all the ones that are just fantastic.
The Wilson.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious
from Castaway. Yeah, let's talk about the Lakers though.
Jeez.
Well, we got one more because I am curious before we get to the Lakers on Deshaun Watson, who looks like obviously cleared to go now. We'll see what team he ends up on.
Time out. The reason I didn't bring him up yet, obviously he's been cleared of criminal charges. He still has 22 civil cases pending, and the NFL hasn't said anything about if they're going to let him play.
Well, he's meeting with almost
teams,
like a lot of
teams are hopping on board. That seems like it's cleared the way for teams to be like, okay, cool, we'll welcome him on our roster because you got Carolina, you got a bunch of teams that are like, yep, we want Deshaun.
But again, you know how the NFL works. They have the right to discipline him just for what it looks like.
They haven't done their
policy.
Yeah,
they haven't done any of theirs
independent investigation yet, and then they will discipline him for conduct detriment to the league.
I mean, for all we know, he's missing an entire season, and they just haven't said so yet.
Yeah, or 10 games. They suspend him, which, like, great. You're the Saints or whomever, Carolina, and you go trade for him. And
I mean, that's the place that I think he would go, that would want him and that would need him, and is immediately a contender as the Saints, if the Saints got him.
Without Sean Payton, though, because you got Dennis Allen as the head coach there, who's not the same kind of quarterback whisperer that Sean Payton was.
No, but Deshaun Watson, I think people have greatly forgotten how good he is and how good he was on a bad team.
And how good they have a bunch of weapons in New Orleans still. Michael Thomas still has to come back to play football. He hasn't played in a while.
Well, neither is Deshaun Watson.
They'll be fresh. They're going to be real fresh for this season.
Really fresh. But yeah, back to the NBA. Let's talk about that game last night. What the hell happened?
Yikes. Here's what you need to know about the Los Angeles Lakers. While they are in the 9 seed and still in the playoff tournament bubble, they're only like 9 games ahead of the worst team in the West, which is real bad.
Who's the worst team?
In the West?
Yeah.
Houston, I think. Who they lost to in overtime. What we are going to see if the Lakers even make the bubble and the play-in tournament, which I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen now either. We will see LeBron James. You can mark it down. I will place some money on this. LeBron James is going to win the scoring title this year. He's already tied for first, and he's just going to keep dropping points because at least on this terrible season, he will have some sort of accolade that he can point to and go, it wasn't me. I'm the leading scorer in the entire league. And it changes the narrative.
Does it?
Oh, no, not at all. But this has
never been. Has he ever been the leading scorer in the league? I don't think that's ever happened, right?
Never.
Because that's not how LeBron James plays. Like he's the facilitator.
What? We've got like 10 games left?
There's like
is there more than that?
13, 15, something like that.
Okay.
This is shades of 2006 Kobe, where it's just like he's on a terrible team and he just is jacking shots. And the Lakers are 0-7 since the All-Star break when LeBron doesn't score 50.
LeBron's been efficient.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just jacking shots for no reason.
No, but he doesn't normally take 30 shots a game, and now he is. He's like, screw it. Better for me to shoot it than anyone else.
He just gave up.
So it's brutal in Los Angeles.
Who do we think is the best team in the league right now?
The Phoenix Suns.
Really?
Hands down.
Even without Chris Paul. They've passed that test, by the way, without Chris Paul.
I still think it's Milwaukee. And they have that size issue that no one really can stack up against.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see them meeting in the finals. I think let's not count out the Miami Heat, who are
oh god.
No, but it's true though. They went through the gauntlet. They went through Milwaukee. They went through Philadelphia. They went they beat the best teams in the Nets. They beat the best teams in the East over a 5-day stretch.
I meant oh god because I knew you were going to have something to say about it.
And by the way, Vic Oladipo has looked really good coming back off that injury.
Vic?
Like that's an added bonus.
Not Victor.
Depot Day, baby. It's always hashtag Depot Day.
Okay. I would also like to take this opportunity to just admit that I was patently wrong, really wrong, and the MLB season has been saved. I didn't think they were going to get to a point where they could get along, and I guess no one wanted to lose that much money.
Nope.
Money talks.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly, by the way, because that was like stalemate, owners, players not seeing eye to eye, and then whatever happened, they came together and made that happen in 24 hours. And it was like, oh, by the way, opening day's back. Like, here we go, April 7th.
Yeah.
Like nothing ever happened.
I was down in Texas playing shows, and I woke up on the bus, and somebody was like, hey, so MLB's back on. I'm like, what? Did not see that coming.
I did. I'm so excited.
Also, last but certainly not least, we know who our college football teams are. Football?
College
I meant basketball. I just leave that in there. Do not delete that.
No edit.
I was very confused for a second.
I'm looking at Ryan, too, while I said it, and he just went, huh? College basketball. March Madness is in full effect, and evidently my brain is not working.
I felt like a dog. I felt like a dog just
I would be so up for a 68 team college football tournament, which is a great idea by you, Chris. We should petition the NCAA for that.
I don't think that's happening. I really would like to double down on my opinion, though. I do not think it is going to be one of the 1 seeds. And it's very interesting because everybody that I've listened to talk in the past week has been like, well, the path is pretty clear for Arizona in this part of the bracket. And I'm like, is it? Is it? I don't think it's one of the top seeds. And I will stay right there and have that opinion because I've already put it out in the universe. I might as well just double down. But it's going to be a really awesome March Madness. Are we going to do brackets again this year?
I think we should. I think we should bring back our CBS March Madness bracket. I'm just confused why Kansas is a 1 seed, to be honest.
Man, I think this is the first time, by the way, that the Big 12 has had more than one number 1 seed.
Yeah, because Baylor.
In quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
You brought up Kansas. A little bit of college hoops trivia here for you. They will appear in their 32nd straight men's NCAA tournament. That's the longest active streak in college basketball. Who has the second longest active streak? And I'll give you a hint. Their head coach is one of the more famous head coaches in college basketball.
North Carolina?
Duke.
Neither of those teams.
Really?
Now think of maybe the third most famous head coach behind
Michigan State.
There you go. Michigan State has the second longest streak at 24 straight appearances in the NCAA tournament.
Last time Kansas won the national championship, I was in Lawrence, Kansas at the time, and it was
bonkers.
Mario Chalmers. Mario Chalmers.
I watched him hit that shot. Yeah.
All right.
And then some girl made out with me on the street. It was great.
Oh gosh.
That's the way to celebrate.
It was a stranger. She just ran up to me and kissed me, and I was like,
all right.
I love the Jayhawks now.
I have a prediction. Well, you say, Chris, it's not going to be a 1 seed that wins the NCAA tournament. My prediction is it's going to be an SEC team that wins the NCAA tournament this year.
Because that Tennessee love?
I actually don't think it's going to be Tennessee. Tennessee obviously winning that SEC tournament. By the way, how about Texas A&M getting boned? They got in the final of that conference tournament and then didn't even get into the NCAA tournament. By the way, I have Kentucky winning it all this year. I think Kentucky's going to win it all.
What?
That's a really talented team that I think just got tripped up in the SEC tournament. I think they're going to be ticked off. I see the Kentucky Wildcats making a run in the tournament and winning it all this year.
I would not have guessed that one. That I'm pretty surprised. I think if it's going to be an SEC team, it's going to be Tennessee. Tennessee looks really good.
Yeah, I agree with Chris on this one.
Auburn, by the way, too, got upset in that tournament. That was the number 1 overall seed going into the SEC tournament.
They got upset in it, but they're much better than that game.
Also, really good.
Kentucky, baby. Just you heard it here first. The Wildcats winning it all this year.
Okay. Do you have a pick?
Unfortunately, mine was Kentucky as well.
No.
Yeah.
Yes,
it was.
It was.
Was.
Out of
Yeah.
here. How much did Tim Gerst pay both of you guys to say that?
Just in shoes.
A lot of money, actually.
Just in shoes. All right. Let's go to music.
Music.
Got Florida shows coming up this weekend, baby. Let's go.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Florida man.
Florida man. Very excited. I got to play a couple of shows last week down in Texas. We were in Austin, and then we were in San Antonio for a couple radio shows. Was playing with Mitchell Tenpenny and Lindsay L., which was really cool. Got to share a stage with them. And it was honestly a whole lot of fun. And both of them were for raising money for St. Jude, which is awesome because anytime you get to raise money for a great cause like that, it's fun. But the crowds were amazing. The weather was nice. it was snowing in Nashville. It was like 70 degrees in Texas.
Did you miss the snow?
No,
you got back
I
in
got
time.
back
Okay.
right in time to see
Like
it.
this is your favorite thing in the entire world.
I mean, we had third winter in Tennessee.
For a day. It's gone now, but
Might be your last one, by the way, until next winter.
Maybe. I mean, we didn't think we were getting a third one. We didn't think we were getting a third round of winter weather, but it is March now, so it's starting to get kind of out of the realm of possibility.
question for you. Are there any surprises in the set list or songs that have made it in that you haven't played in a while or new stuff that has trickled in?
I am deathly afraid of the first show just because, and not even necessarily for me, just the band hasn't done this in a while. We've done, some of the songs, like obviously I don't think, and knock on wood, Raised on Country and Drowning and Getting You Home and like a lot of those that we have played, whether it's on the Opry, which I also have coming up on Tuesday, got an Opry performance, whether it's something like that or it's been for TV. I mean, we've played those, but when you get to doing a full set, there's a couple songs that we just haven't played in several months. And I'm waiting for the moment where one of my guitar players is looking back going, uh-oh.
Just how does the bridge go?
Oh, no, yeah. It's going to be fun, though. I'm really looking forward to it. I know my band's really looking forward to it. It's just been entirely too long, and can't think of a better place to go than kicking everything off in Florida.
Yeah,
I agree with that sentiment 100%. And I think it's going to be pretty cool because there's a lot of different venues you get to play in a couple of days. Like you get to play the indoor venue in Estero, outdoors in St. Augustine, and then a golf tournament for the Valspar Championship on Saturday, which is going to be pretty cool. So 3 like totally different vibes and venues.
Yeah, and completely random, but text me after this if you still need tickets for the golf thing.
Yeah, I got you.
I have to get that in today.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm dressing up like Tiger Woods, by the way. Even though it's Saturday, I'm going to wear my Sunday red for Saturday.
Well, I mean, technically, it's like if you have tickets to the golf tournament, the show is free, evidently. So you'll have tickets to the whole tournament if you want to get.
Woo, let's go, baby. All right. Anybody got a Valspar tournament? No. Okay. Just curious.
Oh no, his audio.
Casey?
Stepped on bad.
Okay. Dustin Johnson.
Sure.
Now he's just
a
naming
golfer.
golfers.
Brooks Koepka. Koepka's playing in it.
Yep.
Do you want to name anybody else?
No, I think I've tapped out on all my golfers.
That was it. That was
it.
the
That's
end
all
of your
you
golf
got.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus is no wait.
Excited for the shows this week, baby. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, same here. We are getting very, very close to being top 30 with At the End of a Bar. Obviously got a nice little pop from the ACM performance of people going to check that out. So a huge thank you. If you have not already listened to this song, what are you doing? Go listen to it right now as soon as you get done listening to this podcast. And I got new mixes for some stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So there will be some teasing of new music coming very soon.
Do we feel like it's going to be more of a deluxe situation?
Maybe, possibly. Just throwing that out there.
A little bait on the hook.
Just throwing it out there. See if anybody's interested.
Deluxe. I usually like to order the deluxes. Anytime I go through a drive-through, if I can get a deluxe, I'm in. I'm game.
Right.
Oh, hey Ryan, do you know what your song is for what are you listening to this week?
I do. I have it pulled up right now.
Oh, here we go. All right, we're gonna go to you first then. This is
right.
This is nice. He's actually prepared. Yeah, go ahead.
After a long birthday weekend, you'd think that I wouldn't come in here prepared, but your boy's 33 and ready to roll. Let's go, baby. On a new limb here. My song this week. It's from our good buddy Cameron Marlowe. And it's
Wait,
one
is
of the
that how
old
you
ones.
pronounce his name?
Okay. I thought I
Is that a wine?
The emphasis was on the wrong syllable right there.
Cameron Marlowe.
First of all,
I thought that sounded
I could
weird.
have called him Cameron Marlowe, but I didn't. I called him Marlowe. All right. So Cameron Marlowe, Sober as a Drunk, is my song for this week. That's a good one from him back in the day. Sober as a Drunk, Cameron Marlowe.
I still don't like how he's saying it.
Yeah, it's still a
Marlowe.
little weird.
Marlowe.
It's just Marlowe.
Or give me the phonetic.
Cameron Marlowe.
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 Up, down.
Marlowe.
Marlowe.
Up, down. Marlowe.
Marlowe.
I like that.
Cameron Marlowe.
Marlowe.
There you go.
There it is.
I hate this.
I don't like this at all. Someone's listening to this right now going, this is like their first time hearing the podcast. They're like,
jeez.
what is wrong with them?
You wouldn't know that we've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, Josh.
This song turned, I think, 11 this year, but there's a band, they're a Christian band called For King and Country. They've done some crossover stuff with Dolly Parton. They've done all sorts of stuff. Their label is real close. It's over here on Music Row. It's real close to where we are. And the record, I didn't want to say exactly where it
started to
was.
be like,
I started to, and then I was
it's
like, I
four
don't
doors
want,
down. Yeah.
I don't want people to swing by. The song is called Light It Up. It's for fans of like Coldplay and U2, and it has that sort of like big arena kind of
Arena rock
thing, but it's so stinking good, and it popped up the other day, and I just have not stopped listening to it.
All right. Bear, what you got?
I'm going old school again. And the song is Maria Maria by Santana and the
Oh my
Product
God.
GNB, whatever. But it came on the other day, and then it came on later that day again, and I was like, man, I really do dig this song. It's just vibey, and obviously I love Santana, so.
That guitar solo, by the way, in that song, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Sued, we're gonna get sued. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. Mine is gonna be the title track off of this album from our good buddy Ernest, Flower Shops.
I was waiting for that one to pop up.
Yeah,
Yes.
featuring Morgan Wallen, obviously, and just very, very excited for him to have this project out. If y'all have not gone and checked out his music before, and maybe this is the first thing you've heard by Ernest, you need to go listen to this whole record. It is fantastic.
Also,
So-
it's not the first thing because he's written a lot of songs that you've probably heard.
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's not the first thing you've heard by him that he's
stuff
written, but I'm
by
saying,
him, yeah.
him as an
Absolutely.
artist, this might be the first thing that you've actually listened to that's got his voice on it.
No question.
So good.
But very, very great album. So make sure you go check that out. And let's go to movies. Movies. So excited to talk about this.
I am ready.
I'm so excited. Ryan, did you see this?
I did. Saw yesterday. It was great.
I am very proud of you. You were the only
It
one that
was-
hadn't watched it.
It was long as hell, but it was great.
Okay, I didn't think it was that long.
It didn't feel long to me because I was enjoying every second of it.
Let's set it up, and then we'll get.
Yeah. We'll get into that. All right. The Batman, PG-13, 2022 action adventure, 2 hours and 56 minutes. 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 91% of Google users like this movie. So very well liked. Batman ventures into Gotham City's underworld when a sadistic killer leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues. As the evidence begins to lead closer to home and the scale of the perpetrator's plans become clear, there's a lot of alliteration in this. He must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and bring justice to the abuse of power and corruption that has long plagued the metropolis. See, I just didn't stick the landing. I suck. Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, who is amazing in this movie.
Oh my God, that was Colin Farrell?
Dude,
Yeah.
Colin Farrell is the Penguin. It doesn't even look like him.
What?
Yeah, dude. He was telling us.
Wow.
He was telling a story because obviously he's got kind of like the fat suit and like a lot of makeup. And he said that he walked up on set and no one knew who he was. And so he decided to just stay in makeup, and he went to Starbucks down the street. He was like, I'll have a soy latte. And he said they looked me up and down like, you?
Like watching your sugar.
What?
It's so good.
Yeah, but I thought Robert Pattinson was fantastic. I was really, really surprised about how well he came off, in my opinion. Not that I didn't think he was a really, really good actor before, but obviously the stuff that he's known for is not in this vein, right? And I thought he crushed it.
Obviously, most people never want to see him as a vampire.
Yes, that is true.
And it was a really great meme that said it took him 15 years to become a bat.
A vampire to become a bat.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, I hadn't seen that one. That took me a minute. I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I found this interesting. It's never, for my nerds out there and my comic book nerds, it's never explicitly stated, but this is most likely happening on Earth 2. This is from like the new 52 kind of rebrand of
It's
the
you and I
characters.
right now, and I think we've lost everyone else.
It's fine, and this is hit the spoiler button for me.
Time for some spoilers.
I mean, this is a light spoiler, but the fact that Catwoman's parent is who it is
Correct.
is specifically from that Earth 2 universe. So that there's some things that actually play into the story and why they did one of the best things ever, and they didn't go back and rehash how he becomes Batman. It's like,
Thank
thank
God.
you. We know what happens.
I was
Thank
so
you.
tired of seeing Martha and Thomas Wayne die.
Martha.
And I was tired of seeing him become Batman.
Well, and again, I really liked how this movie, it rarely did focus on just the Bruce Wayne factor of himself. It was a lot of just Batman, which is what I wanted to see. And he did a great Batman too. Just I was very skeptical about how he would play Batman, but he ended up amazing, and his jawline looked great in that mask.
That's really what it comes down to for her. Is the jawline look great.
Robert Pattinson was great, but I actually thought Paul Dano was exceptional as the role of the Riddler in this. Like, I thought second to Heath Ledger, the best actor in terms of being the bad guy in a Batman movie. Like, he was really, really good in this film.
See, if you ask me, I would say it's Colin Farrell that stole scenes.
Yeah.
Whew, that's tough.
You have thoughts, don't you?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay.
Who would you say won the movie? Just like best performance of the movie?
Would I be cliche to say Robert Pattinson?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's what I'm going to say, because I was not expecting that kind of
I
from
really
him.
thought he was good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people you can point to, and when I say, Colin Farrell stole scenes, he's also a very one-note character, right?
Mm-hmm. But he was
so it's
excellent.
easy for him
But
to
he
scene
disappeared.
steal.
He disappeared into the character, which
Yes.
is that's what we loved about Heath Ledger as
Yes.
as a Joker. I am a big Paul Dano stan. I love him in a lot of different movies, and I knew this was going to be a good role for him because he does Unhinged better
Very well. Yeah.
than most people. If you ever saw There Will Be Blood, he plays that preacher, and he is losing his mind towards the end of that movie, and it is exceptional. And there was notes of that, but in a completely different. Like he's smiling through the whole thing in the interrogation at the end.
Yeah, like the creepy smile.
It's
Yeah.
just that sticks with you a little bit.
And you think it's going one way, and then all of a sudden it turns,
flips
and I
it.
was like, what?
And incredible on Robert Pattinson because he says nothing. You just see it in his eyes that he recognizes that he's off
Yeah.
the hook again. I don't want to like.
Yeah,
The
we
movie
won't
is still,
say anything else.
It's still
yeah.
pretty new, so we don't want to discourage
Spoiler
people.
cast,
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't want to discourage people from going to go see this. But that was excellent acting because you just see him acknowledge what's going on, and we acknowledge what's going on without ever having to say anything. There was no dialogue from that, and that was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
There was some shots, just visuals that were excellent in this movie. Just different sort of art housey, like just different non-big superhero shots that made it sort of more compelling on at like various points of the movie.
The train scene where he kind of comes out of the dark was really nice, where it's raining.
That one, the gunfire scene where when they lose the power and so
Yep.
only the gunfire is illuminating him, which is a nod to if you've ever
That
saw
was a great scene.
It's a great
That was
scene.
a fantastic scene.
If you've ever seen Equilibrium with Christian Bale, they do a similar
kind
scene.
of a nod,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was really cool. There's a lot to really love about this movie. Is it probably 20 minutes too long. I don't know. You could shave down, like, the car chase scene was probably 5 minutes too long.
I don't know, man. I loved it, though.
Well, for me, every time it felt like the movie was about to come to an end, there was a whole nother problem or a whole nother situation, and it just kept going. So I'm like, when will it end? But I'm enjoying every part of this.
I really loved it, and I'm not scared of 3-hour movies by any stretch of the imagination. But he's with Alfred in the hospital, and I'm looking at my clock going, there's an hour and a half left.
You're catching yourself.
Yeah, and it wasn't that I was catching it. I was just like, I wonder where we're at in the, oh man, we're only halfway right now.
I did not get up and leave.
Nope, me neither.
I checked that there was not a scene at the end. And then the minute the movie was over, I bolted, ran to the bathroom. Yeah. But I stayed the whole time.
I took 3 bathroom breaks, and that's how I realized it was too long. Usually 2 in a movie is average for me. When I get to the 3rd bathroom break, then I just know.
You're that weird person that can't watch an entire movie without getting up, aren't you?
Oh, God, no. Because I finished the big, large Coke before the movie even starts. So I'm done before we even get to the opening scene.
I will avoid having to get up at all unless it's absolutely dire necessary.
Yeah, I'd rather pee my pants than get up.
It's like, huh.
All right, so we did this. We litigated this a while ago, best Batman, and we kind of broke it down: best Bruce Wayne's, then best Batman, then best overall. Where does Pattinson line up for you guys in this?
Very high.
Yeah,
Very high.
He's up there with Keaton and Bale for me.
If you had to rank him,
He's probably number 2.
Haley?
It's probably Christian Bale, although I love that he didn't do a voice for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that so much. Because I could not stand the...
He did kind of talk lower, but nothing like...
Yeah, it
nothing
wasn't
out of the...
Donde está la drugs? Where are the drugs? So brave. What is that? Funny or Die?
Yeah,
That's
those
on?
Batman,
Oh my
Batman
God.
on YouTube.
Batman. Don't look that up if
You're
easily offended.
Yeah. Ryan, where does this stack up for you?
I would probably put Keaton first. I think he's fan favorite too. If you did a poll of those out there, I think he would probably win. I would put Christian Bale second, and then probably would put Robert Pattinson in there at 3rd. I think he's top 3. But, obviously there's a lot of people. If you ask some of the older generation, Adam West will pop up as one of the most popular Batmans. But I would definitely go with Keaton.
Adam West.
I did love Adam West, but that's a different...
Adam West.
Yep.
I think, again, I agree. He is definitely up there for me as in top 3 or top 2. I would definitely put him at 2. But he might even get better if they make another movie. You know what I mean? Can he hold the franchise?
For me, he leapfrogged Keaton.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm with you. I think he's number 2
I think
behind
he's number
Christian
2.
Bale.
And really, it comes down to a matter of preference, because I feel like him as Batman, I forgot it was Robert Pattinson. It was just Batman. I was just watching Batman do stuff.
I also liked... Sorry, go ahead and finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. And
I didn't mean to Kanye West your
No, it's
awards
okay,
speech.
because I think you might
Well,
be
you
talking
finished,
about
but-
what I was going to say next, which is, and I liked his Batman was more brutal. He was trying to figure out where he needed to be on an aggression, vengeance versus hope for the city.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's walking that line the entire time.
I liked personally that the way he portrayed Batman and the gear that Batman uses in this is more realistic.
Yeah, it's like a taser on his hand. And you're just like,
And
oh,
then
yeah,
it
that
was
makes sense.
Instead of just shooting a
Grappling gun.
batarang grapple gun off into the sky somewhere, and he just miraculously goes along the perfect parabola of where he's supposed to swing to. He clipped it to his belt and ran down the side of the building. I'm like, yeah,
That makes sense.
That makes way more sense.
Yes.
Or he leaps off the building and clips the train and falls and hurts
Right.
himself. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
That's the Batman I would like to see. And I felt like on a Bruce Wayne side, it's a different note. It's not the billionaire philanthropist playboy.
No, he's a dark human.
He's a 27-year-old kid who doesn't have his parents and is trying to figure it out. And
Yep.
it's darker, but it's a different Bruce Wayne. It's closer to the Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne, but better.
Ooh.
But better. Because Val Kilmer was it was dark and he just walked around his house and that was it.
Our friends at Variety.com have ranked their best Batman of all time from worst
Didn't we already do
to
this?
first. I don't care. Our friends at Variety.com have done it. And so we're going to do it again. At number 5, Ben Affleck. I totally forgot that Ben Affleck played Batman. At number 4.
Most recent one.
happened.
I just totally forgot. At number 4, Michael Keaton. Not even in the top 3. At number 3 on Variety's list of best Batman is Robert Pattinson. At number 2, they have Adam West. So they are nostalgic about the old Batman. And at number 1, Variety's best Batman of all time is Christian Bale.
So George Clooney can just go F himself? Or
On this list, they have George Clooney 6th.
Yikes. As far as movies go, where does this rank? Because I'm going to say something pretty ridiculous.
Okay,
I think
go.
it's the
I want to
best
hear.
one.
I want to hear ridiculous.
I think it's the second best Batman movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
I think it was better than Batman Begins. Dark Knight is number 1. Dark Knight will always be number 1.
Dark Knight's number 1.
That is an unassailable film. I think as time goes, I will rewatch this movie and love it even more.
I think this. Man, you know what though?
I know it's tough. I sat with this for a while last night. And I was like, I think
I would need to think this over.
I
This
would watch
isn't one I can just randomly say because you have to think about how iconic those Tim Burton Batman films were.
they are. They're also pretty slow.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're
this-
intentionally
they are.
paced that way.
They are. I still think I would watch this before I would watch Batman Returns or the first Batman, and I would definitely watch it before Dark Knight Rises. And what
I was
I
about
really
to say, Dark Knight Rises would be the other one that I would say would challenge this one in terms of being top 3.
I would put it third. I would have to put the original Batman
so you would go
there.
Dark Knight, or Batman 1989,
and then,
and then the Batman. I respect that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty close for me too. But I think the Batman is number 2.
All right.
Dark Knight by far is number 1. I think we can all agree in terms of the best Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
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 That
for
is
sure.
popular opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. You stayed till the end to the post-credit scene.
There wasn't.
There's not really a post-credit scene.
So it says goodbye, and then it flashes the website. Have you been to the website?
No.
So on the website, there's a countdown that's over 50% all the way there right now. So I imagine, I don't know if it's deleted scenes. I don't know if it is.
It'll be something. Yeah, I knew that it was whatever it wasn't revealed. That's basically what it said when I looked up. Hey, is there an ending credits?
Yeah.
to this? They said sure, but not really.
Yeah. So I imagine it will further the whatever, the community of the Riddler or whatever. But
All right, there's not like a new movie coming out this week that anybody wants to see, right?
Yeah, because the Lost City isn't yet, right?
I don't think so.
when's Doctor Strange? That's not till May.
Yeah. So I'm making an executive decision. We need to watch Coach Carter because Haley has never seen this movie.
Really?
And I'm like,
Oh, the Lost City does come out Saturday, but okay.
What's the Lost City?
The Sandra Bullock one.
that's 1,000% something you would probably enjoy, actually.
Coach Carter is an all-time classic though, and I think for the sake of Bear, we should definitely watch Coach Carter for this week.
And it's been a while since I've seen it, and it popped up on like Reels or TikTok. Somebody had put like one of the clips from the movie, and I've been itching to watch it again. So
I didn't realize this was the film debut of Channing Tatum, by the way, in 2005 in Coach Carter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So Coach Carter for next week. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, watch it again.
Love that.
We're going to enjoy it. Let's go to the hot take.
Hot take!
You're going to piss people off with this one.
I am. I feel very, very genuine about this too. So my hot take this week is queso does not belong on soft pretzels at all. That is not a side that you need to have with your soft pretzel. Why?
Ouch.
Because it's only mustard. Mustard should be your only side. Queso should never go on a soft pretzel. Ever.
Are you kidding me right now?
You put mustard on nachos too, or what? What do we do here?
No, we're not talking about nachos. We're talking about soft pretzels, and it's always mustard. I don't care what anyone says. Cheese ruins the taste of a soft pretzel. It is only mustard. Mustard is the only condiment that belongs on a soft
What about
pretzel.
a hard pretzel? What about a hard pretzel?
You don't eat condiments with hard pretzels, right?
I didn't know if there was a difference.
Oh my gosh. There is a huge difference between pretzel chips or a soft pretzel that you get at an amusement park or a game.
Josh is fuming right now.
I don't even know how to
fuming.
I'm legitimately flabbergasted right now.
So you would prefer cheese over
I
mustard?
think mustard is one of the trash condiments of the entire condiment world.
No.
I think that
what did mustard do to you? Calm
everything.
down.
It was gross. And queso is one of life's greatest joys.
Yeah, on anything but pretzels.
Why but a pretzel?
Because it
what's your
ruins the
reason?
taste. It's too...
How does it ruin it? Queso makes what's the difference between a pretzel and a chip?
There's a big difference. It's a soft, fluffy bread that you don't want to put cheese on.
What's the difference between a pretzel and a tortilla then?
Tortillas?
It's a soft, fluffy.
No, it's not.
It's a fluffy tortilla.
Oh, I've had some fluffy tortillas in my day.
I don't want to go where you've been eating a fluffy tortilla.
I like
Shout
when
out
we get
to
into
San
just the
Antonio Taco
texture of
Company.
foods. The texture of foods are always my favorites here.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
All right. Look, I think I know sort of where she's going on this.
This is going to be the most lopsided poll of all time. Of all
No,
time.
Ryan, no.
No.
That was your Super Bowl one.
Okay, yeah. It was. If you have whole grain mustard, which I will eat a pretzel with, that is a thing. But
All
to
right.
just outright kill off
I was
cheese on your soft pretzel.
serving a pretzel a couple weeks ago at work, and I had to ask, did they want mustard on the side? And they're like, no, we want the cheese. And I absolutely just lost my mind.
Target super pretzel bites with cheese combos, pretzels with cheddar cheese, Auntie Anne pretzel nuggets served with cheese. There's the little snack packs that are the pretzel sticks with the cheese. It's
No one.
Snyder's hard pretzels filled with cheddar cheese and or peanut butter, depending on what you like, but it's definitely not mustard filled. Like, I don't know.
Because it's a soft pretzel, not pretzel like the hard
I've
pretzels.
named all the soft pretzels already. Like, this is.
And they don't belong together.
I am angry. Like, I don't even know how to defend this because I am pissed.
And even if you get a pretzel dog, you want mustard with that.
No,
Yes.
I want slathered in queso.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
why slathered? Why do we have to
Slathered.
use that
No,
word?
absolutely not.
Moistened with queso.
Bathing in queso.
You just want your hot dog moistened with queso.
Absolutely. Beer cheese Bavarian style pretzel bites. I mean, this is just,
Nope.
it's everywhere.
Nope, it's only
By the way,
mustard.
if you go to a sporting event and you go up to the concession stand, you get a soft pretzel with cheese.
No,
They
you
give
don't
the option of-
technically get it with any side. You go to the little condiment stand and you get your mustard.
Wrong. They offer the cheese as an additional
just
side.
because they do doesn't mean it belongs together.
Well, it actually does mean it belongs together. You choose to put mustard after the fact.
Mustard has always come first, not cheese.
You leave to go put mustard on it while they're standing there handing you a delicious
Not to
bowl
mention-
or cup of cheese.
Not to mention at sporting events, that cheese is disgusting.
It's delicious.
It's disgusting.
The
It's
longer
like
it sits there, the
thick-
better.
Oh, yeah.
I drink that cheese.
You lost me because
It's like
I grew
a
up.
cheese sauce.
I grew up in a skating rink. It's not better the longer it sits
Well, I
there.
mean, in the like warm vat, not like in your dish because it gets that weird film on top. But
You like when it gets all clumpy? You know,
Yeah.
the cheese
I am
cold.
very sorry for anyone who has a weak stomach listening to this right now. And just the way we're
What-
describing food
why-
is unfortunate.
what did queso do to you?
I like queso, just not with my pretzel. It does not belong on a pretzel. That is not the first condiment that you're supposed to have with a soft pretzel.
Supposed to
it's
have-
always with mustard.
Who says supposed to? That's just your opinion. Is there a council? Is there a pretzel council that you're using?
I don't know. There's a hot
Get on this, Ryan. Get on
Ryan, do
this
you want
right
to look
now.
this up? Is there an international pretzel council that says, "Hey, the actual
Mustard, not cheese.
It's mustard, not cheese." Like a Chicago dog is it's illegal to put ketchup on a Chicago dog. It's supposed to be relish and mustard. Like I get it. I understand that there's like cultural things. However,
Comma.
queso,
What?
and a pretzel. Let's go.
No. Yuck.
In case you didn't know.
In queso didn't know.
Sorry. I'm really
Wow.
sorry.
Oh, that was good. I like that.
Anyways.
Sorry, Tyler Reed, for
So
Tyler,
am I,
Trent, our
Trent.
bad.
So
everybody.
clearly,
Brett.
for all of you guys, I am on my own island over here. That only mustard should go with the soft pretzel.
What kind of mustard? You even say what is it? Dijon? Is it yellow?
dude, you get a whole grain mustard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you can do a ground mustard, regular
that
yellow
makes
mustard.
sense to me. I like mustard, but I think it's a step too far to say that you're not allowed to have queso.
Nope,
I'd say this is going to be a very lopsided poll.
I don't care. This is my take.
Ryan, go
For
ahead.
the record, there is not a pretzel society like there is an international chili society. There is a Reading Pretzel Machinery Company, which was first introduced the first automated pretzel maker. But do you know when pretzels actually made their way to America? Do you know how long these delicacies that we put cheese on have been around?
1817.
Rumor has it that these doughy knots came over on the Mayflower and were used in trade. And they first began settling in Pennsylvania around 1710. So pretzels with queso have been around since the
You
1700s.
can't keep adding with the queso because that does not say that in the.
I don't know if
in
I
the
believe
article.
the second
They
part
brought
of that
cheese
one.
over on the Mayflower as well. It's delicious. They met with
I bet they had it with mustard.
It had the film on it by then.
our wonderful
Pennsylvania, by the way, remains the American pretzel making capital. I did not know that Pennsylvania had that mantle, but that is excellent. Well done by Pennsylvania.
Your internet hates us today.
It does.
On your end. You sound like a robot.
Pennsylvania. Pretzels.
couldn't have worked out better. That couldn't have worked out better.
Great. All right, guys, make sure you go vote on the poll. We'll also be putting up information about where you can jump on our sports league to be able
bracket.
to put your own bracket up there. And as always, this has been the Quad with Chris Young. I'm Chris. From Ryan, Haley, Josh, myself, we love you guys. Thank you all for listening to the Quad. Keep spreading the word. Watch the YouTube channel. We'll see you next week.